Okay guys, in this video we will cover nearly an entire flight with the Boeing 247, a really great add-on by Wing 42, and we will use the realistic options for engine damage and engine start and electric failures. And I want to point out some things that you have to pay attention to if you don't want to die your engines constantly. Before we go into detail, I just want to start the crew with their tasks. We're using the kneeboard. We are checking the settings first. Engine malfunctions, realistic engine start, electrical failure. Everything is on. And first I want to have the wheel checks. And our ramp agents shall start with boarding. And the mechanic should top up the fuel and the oil. Regarding the oil, you really have to pay attention to what oil you use. We will go into detail in a second. For every pound or kilogram you load in the rear compartment, you should load 2 pounds or kilograms into the front compartment. That means I'm using 100 kilograms in the rear compartment, so I'm putting 200 kilograms in the front compartment. And start. Okay, oil. It is very important to use the right oil, depending on the outside temperature at first, okay? Temperature range. We have a preset, or I'm using a preset with a outside temperature of 60 degree Fahrenheit. It's equal to 15 degrees Celsius, roundabout. So I'm using SAE 30. It's already in the engines, and we just had it topped up. And there's a problem with this aircraft. I don't want to call it a bug, because this aircraft is so great. I don't want to call it a bug. There seems to be a little off-scaling. We have the oil temperature here. I dug into some code of the aircraft. I compared some variables, and the scaling of this gauge is absolutely okay. I checked it. Okay, in the processing of the oil in the aircraft, they use degree Celsius, and it's okay converted to Fahrenheit. It's the right conversion. It's degrees times 1.8 plus 32. That's the formula for Celsius to Fahrenheit. It's okay. But if your oil temperature rises above 100 degrees Fahrenheit, the viscosity seems to drop very, very rapidly. And that seems to be off. Because after your oil temperature reaches 100 degree Fahrenheit and more, the oil pressure suddenly drops really, really fast. And that shouldn't be. Yeah, oil temperatures should go as high as 160 to 170 degrees, maybe. Yeah, and 100 degrees Fahrenheit for oil should not be a problem, and it should not be resulting in a problem with oil pressure, but it does. So if the oil pressure drops, the oil is way too liquid. It's not really lubricant anymore, and your engine will just die or catch on fire or whatever. So at the moment, in the release version of the Boeing 247, we have to watch and keep our oil temperature in the range around 80 to 90 degree Fahrenheit on this gauge maximum. Not more above. Then you will not have any problems with your engine. Oil pressure will be around 70 to 90 degrees, 90 psi, and that would be okay. That's the first thing you have to know if you fly this engine or this aircraft at the moment. The second thing that seems to be a little bit off is the state saving. It really seems that there are the animations that are saved properly, but not the variables behind it. So that if you load a new flight, your magnetos are animated, the switches on both, but the variable behind it seems to be off. Yeah, same for valves, for instance, or other switches. So the best thing to do to avoid any problems is to switch every switch at least one time before you start your flight. Yeah. So also the levers. Yeah. So just move everything one time so that there could be a synchronization between the animation and the variables behind. So I'm closing my shutter. I'm using a lot of buttons. I'm closing the... No, it's the wrong direction. I'm closing the carpet, the gear lever, neutral position, and especially all these switches. Valves, running lights, everything. Master ignition, radio switch, light switches, and then you should really have no problem starting the engine. So, is the crew ready? They are. Okay. Then we will start the aircraft. We will start with the left engine first because the generator is on the left engine. On the right engine there is the suction pump. And that also plays a role if one engine dies. Yeah? If your left engine dies during the flight, you have no generator. If your right engine dies, you have no suction pump. So, we will set propeller levers full forward, mixture full rich. Battery switch on. I only use nav lights at first. In this old aircraft, just only use electrical systems that are absolutely necessary. Yeah, I even do switch the landing lights off right after the takeoff. This is an aircraft from the olden times. So, fuel selector, left, tank, and the valve on the left engine first. The priming main valve on. Engine selector left. And with our current temperatures, it should be enough to prime 3 times. I'll try to get everything on the screen. I already will tell the mechanic to put on a ladder. I read also comments on assisted start and manual start. Assisted start would be the realistic version of this, yeah? The mechanic just helps us winding up the flywheel, and then he measures it with the propeller. That would be the realistic one. Manual start is for people, I don't know actually for who this is, but that would absolutely be not realistic. No pilot would go outside and wind up the flywheel, mesh up the propeller, run inside the cockpit and try to keep the engine running. Yeah. So assisted start has nothing to do with things like using Control E or something like that. So then we just prime. We crack the throttle a little bit up using the wobble pump. We are wobbling. I don't know if this is an English word. We are wobbling so that the fuel pressure is at a 12 o'clock position around 1, 2, 3 times primer, Wind up the wheel. Wobbling. Keeping the oil pressure, the fuel pressure at or above the 12 o'clock position. Mash the wheel and listening. Didn't work because I forgot the magnetos. Again, I'm sorry, dear mechanic. You will get a higher tip this time. We will see if it works without priming it again. It works. Just listening. Not too much throttle, not too little throttle. 1000 RPM is okay. With 1000 RPM, the generator also generates nearly a positive amperage. We're just listening and watching a few seconds. Oil pressure is good. Okay, I'm switching on the passenger signs. Seems to work. Okay, second engine. The throttle a little bit open. We have to select both engines. Wobbling. Priming. Oh. I miscounted. Could have been 4 times. Don't forget a magneto. Wind up the flywheel. Wobbling. Fuel pressure around 12 o'clock position. That's around 5C. Mesh the wheel. Didn't start, no problem. I forgot to switch the primer to the right engine. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. My bad. Wobbling. Okay, engine fires. Just listening. There is no sound on the right side for winding up the flywheel like on the left side. That's a known bug. And I'm pretty sure it will get fixed pretty soon. I leave the windows a little bit open. So I'm hearing hearing the engines. And yeah, both engines are running. Temperature 80 degrees, 75. We will wait a little bit and then we will make a Magneto test and a feathering test. The propeller feathering works a little bit different than in most other planes, we are not feathering the propellers with the levers. We are using those two buttons, and there are electrical pumps that will push the propellers into the feather position, and same buttons we use to unfeather the propellers. So we can remove the chucks and close the kneeboard or the clipboard. Primer off. We check the tanks. Left tank, it's full. Right auxiliary tank, it's full. Right main tank. Okay. Cylinder 1, left engine, it's okay. Cylinder 4, okay. Carburetor heat, it's okay. Carburetor heat, right engine. Cylinder 4, right engine. Cylinder 1, right engine. Everything is okay. But most important are these gauges. These 4 gauges. So. We will start with the propeller feathering test. I will set the RPM to around 1500. I have to switch back to both levers. Okay. The right engine is not yet as warm as the left one, but the numbers are pretty the same. Okay, left propeller feathering. When the button clicks out, then the pump is ready. Then we can click it again, and when the button comes out a second time, the propeller will unfeather. Now the propeller is feathered. Push. We have to wait until it comes back out. Okay, propeller unfeathers. Everything is working perfectly. Right engine. Prop is feathering. Okay, and unfeathering. Drop in oil pressure is absolutely normal at this state. And unfeathering. Oh, we already did unfeather. I'm a little bit old. We already did unfeather it. Okay, we did 2 times the feather test. So, we are pretty sure it is working. Okay, so now we do a Magneto test. Left engine first. We will hopefully see a drop in the RPM. It's dropping a little bit. It has to drop. If it's not dropping, then that would mean that the Magneto is hot, and that's absolutely not good, because that could cause a start of the engine if someone just is spinning the propellers. So left Magneto, no big difference between them both, that's good. Back to both. RPM is increasing. Everything is okay. Right engine. First Magneto. RPM has to drop. And it does. Left Magneto. No big difference. And back to both. RPM is increasing. Okay. So, engine run-up is done. Engine run-up is okay. We can start our flight. Oil temperature already is rising above 90 degrees. So I will open the oil shutters. And you see the engine, the oil pressure is dropping already. And that's not good. I open the oil shutters. Absolutely. And this is a misscaling. That should not happen at this temperature. Okay. I will wait a little bit. This is too hot already. In the sim. It would not be too hot in real life. I probably keep taxiing in low idle. Maybe we can get a little bit more fresh air into the oil cooler. And oil temperature seems to be dropping already. Okay, too fast, too fast, too fast, too fast. Okay. Oil pressure is really, really low. But I was on idle. Start moving. Come on. Come on. So I'm starting my flight recorder. Okay. Okay, oil temperature is below 90 degrees. Perfect. I will close the oil shutters a little bit because if the oil is too cold, the oil pressure rises too high. It's also not good. So you really have to keep a good temperature to keep your engines alive. So landing lights on. Oil shutters a little bit closed. And off we go. I will activate my Tobii eye tracking. And just resetting the you can't really see something. I'm just playing. Oh my god. to really be good to your engine, you don't need, or if you don't need the whole power of the engine to take off, because the runway is sufficient long enough, then just don't use the maximum power. Your engine will love you. So I'm using only about 32 manifold pressure, trimming up. Yeah, 32, 33. It stutters a little bit. Okay, here we go. Gear up. Gear lever into the neutral position. And we are heading north to Los Angeles. We will climb about to 6,000 feet, not much more. So I'm closing the oil shutters completely now. And I'm opening the carb heaters to keep the carb temperature around 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, we can check that on this gauge with the switch. There's the carb heat, 100 degree. There's the carb heat, 100 degree. Check the fuses. Everything looks good. And I'm already switching off the landing lights. I'm wearing glasses, and sometimes I have to, touch them, and then it's jittery like that. I'm trying to find the 324 degree beam for the LA radio. I still haven't managed to find it, really. I'm reducing the RPM to 2100. About a little bit right aileron trim, and we switch to the radio. Radio on. 260 hertz. That's LA. Okay, we got it, but it will take some time until we get to the 324 degree beam. I tried to fly straight north. The gyro is off. I have not set the gyro compass. Okay. Oil temperature, oil pressure looks good for the situation. It looks really cold, but at the moment in this version of the aircraft, it's good as it is. I'm increasing the manifold pressure a little bit. 32 for the climb. And we have an engine, or we have two engines with a compressor. Yeah, today we would say turbo or supercharger or whatnot. And that means that we don't have to reduce the mixture so early. Yeah, we can climb in full ridge a little bit longer. Critical altitude is about 9,000 feet after my test. I love this plane. I really love this one. Really, really great. And I'm pretty sure that the little off-scalings and state-saving problems get fixed pretty soon. Okay, I need a radio. Still bi-signal. What a view. Fantastic. Unbelievable. We are still turning left a little bit. So a little bit more right aileron trim. Cylinder head temperature still below 200 degrees Fahrenheit. That's really too low. There are a few clouds, but I'm not using the pitot heat. We should be good without it. Didn't manage yet to really get the steady beep of the beam. I did 2 test flights here and still have to figure that out. So all shutters are closed. Okay, we're on 6,000 feet now. Trimming down. Keeping manifold pressure at 29. RPM at 2000. Roundabout. Oil temperature, oil pressure, everything is good. Okay, I will make a cut. If I hit the beam, I will show it. If an engine starts to burn, I will show it. Okay, we are arriving in the Los Angeles area. I did not find the beam. I guess I have to fly more on the water to find a 324 degree beam to LA. So we have to find it by vision. Just oh, there it is already, I guess. That should be the airport. And we're checking the altimeter settings. I'm using a button. Okay, that would be the local altimeter setting. And I'm descending. Oh, we're 2,000 feet off with the altimeter setting. That could not be right, or is it? No. Oh, I have a weather preset with 29. .82. That would be the correct altimeter setting. Oil pressure is dropping, oil temperature is rising. I'm opening the oil shutters again. I lost visual contact to the airport. There. Behind the clouds. Or we really have to descend. I'm switching on the landing lights. Mixture for rich. Reducing throttle a lot more. Okay, oil pressure is rising again. Just beautiful. I close the carpet. I already switched the tanks. We are on the right main tank at the moment. And we will leave it there. Always keeping an eye on the oil temperature and oil pressure. Reducing throttle a little bit more. Carpet very, very low, but that's okay for takeoff and landing. Fuses. Looking good. Landing view. Oh, I really hope this is the airport. Yeah, where else should it be? Can't see any runway lights yet. Okay, I start to see the runway. We will take the most left one. RPM, full forward. See the runways, or I don't know. Okay, there we are. I try to, get over the fence with around 75 to 80 knots. Okay. So, landing gear down. A little bit more power. Landing gear lever into neutral position. How it's vibrating or vibrating. Oil temperature is okay. Oil pressure is okay. Oil pressure is spiking a little bit. Well, that's okay. Can't see the lights. Four red ones. A little bit power off. Too red to white. A little bit more power off. More power off. Nuts. Idle. Okay. We touched down. Great aircraft. It's so much fun, really. I really, really love it. Okay, that should be it. If you found this video helpful or entertaining in some way, then please really leave a like, because that is very important for the rating on YouTube. And I see you next time. Bye bye.